getting paper on these player haters. Old news, money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of I'm Not Gon Hold You. This is season 2. I think this is episode 17. I think we've done 17 of these shits for this current season. It's your boy Scott, as usual, here live on Hoops and Brews, HNB Media TV. You know to follow the guys. You can follow them at HNB Media TV on Twitter, HNB Media on Instagram, and of course, you can follow the Barbers Chair Network at Barbers Chair Net on Twitter and Instagram, and you can follow me. Follow me at Barberchair Scott on Twitter and Instagram. I will be on TikTok soon. I'm being forced to be on TikTok. Somebody like me, who'll be approaching age 34 in about 5 months. I don't want to be on TikTok, but when you're in this content game, you have to do shit you don't want to fucking do. So my people have advised me to be on TikTok. So I will have a TikTok for y'all soon. I don't know what the fuck I'm be putting on there, but I will have a TikTok, and it'll probably be the same name at Barberchair Scott. So when I get that, follow your boy on that, man. It is June 16th, 2022. We are getting ready for Game 6 of the NBA Finals. This long season hopefully comes to a fucking end today. I just want to say this. My sound off. I'm changing my sound off. My sound off today is I'm fucking tired. That's what my sound off is today. I'm tired. Now, granted, I love doing what I do. I love talking to y'all about sports, basketball, football, baseball, even dabble in a little hockey every now and then. You know what I'm saying? I love doing this shit. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm fucking tired. I'm exhausted. I have done this NBA season. I think I have. Well, this is my first season actually covering an NBA team. So I've been a little bit more active. So you know, I covered the team, the Clippers, and also I did a lot of podcasts, a lot of guest spots. So I'm pretty exhausted, man. On top of that, you know, running 2 businesses that I'm trying to get done right now. So I would love a little hiatus. So I'm hoping that this shit ends tonight. So but I do appreciate y'all for every listen, every watch, every view, every listen that y'all have had on any type of content I've done, whether for HNB Media or for anything Barbershop Network. I make jokes, you know what I'm saying? But I do appreciate y'all, because y'all could be, you know, what Hov said, what Jay-Z said, y'all could be anywhere in the world, but you right here with me. So I appreciate y'all for checking in with me all season, man. But let's get into it. Game 6 tonight at the Boston Garden, the TD Garden. The Golden State Warriors be looking to close out on the Celtics to win their 4th NBA championship in 8 years, their 7th championship, and franchise history will move them to 3rd all-time championships past my Chicago Bulls in NBA history. I know Pavy's gonna like to hear that in his all-time iconic franchises debate that we have again. But they're looking out to close. The Boston Celtics looking to stay alive and force this to a Game 7 on Father's Day, man. So a lot of things going on. But let's get into our first topic. Jayson Tatum. Mr. Jayson Tatum, man. Now, I think a lot of people think that I'm not a Jayson Tatum fan, which is false. I love the kid. I think he's great. I think he's good. I think he has hell of a potential, and he's only 24. I'm not finna judge any kid and say what they're going to be in their career at age 24. The fact that he's this good, first team all NBA, you know what I'm saying, and his 5th or 6th season in the league at age 24 in his first NBA finals, amazing. And you know, despite his offensive woes we're about to get in, he has been excellent defensively all postseason, all season. I love the kid. You know, I make the joke on Ball Don't Lie. I am co-president of the LSS, the Light Skin Society. Our chairman is Mr. One, Stephen Curry, and also Drake. So I'm on the board. I'm on the board. So yeah, I want him to do well for that. But we gotta talk about what it is, man. I've been saying, not just this playoffs. I mean, not just this round, but all fucking playoffs. Jayson Tatum is tricking y'all. And the first time I noticed that Tatum gets away with murder. It was when the Celtics came to LA to play the Clippers early in the season. And if you just watch the game, you think that he's having a way better game than he is. Then you look at the box score like, damn, some match ain't adding up. And he is just, hasn't been great. He isn't him yet, as we like to say on Twitter and things like that. Oh, he's not him. LeBron is him. Steph is him. Katie is him. Giannis is him. He's not there yet. I mean, if you look at these numbers, specifically in this series, and you got to give it up, I think it's a mix of great defense by Mr. Andrew Wiggins, and I'll get to Wiggs in a minute. But he has not been good. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, he's having a weird postseason as he's first in points, first in assists, but he also has the most turnovers in a single postseason with 95. That's all fucking time. That is not a good number. And in these fourth quarters, in these finals, in 5 games, he is 5 for 21, shooting 23.8% in the fourth quarter. And, a lot of that you got to attribute to Andrew Wiggins, but a lot of it is just bad basketball. You know what I'm saying? So he has been on a milk cart this season, this series. And, he could get away with it last round because as much as I love Jimmy Butler isn't like a Steph Curry. He isn't like a Kevin Durant. He isn't a Giannis who can get points at will. Every time that, and Jimmy had a great conference final, but he's a little bit more offensively challenged than these guys he's going up against. So he could get away with a little bit more than he could in this one. My biggest thing coming into this season, to the series 2 weeks ago when I did my finals preview, was the offense. We kept hearing about Boston's defense. Boston does this. Boston does that. And I'm like, yeah, the defense is great. But y'all acting like the Warriors wasn't number 2 in defense. So when the defenses are that closely together, that good, offense is going to be the number one thing to take you over the top. And that has been the problem with the Celtics all fucking postseason. Now, a lot of that I feel has to do with roster construction. As great as Marcus Smart is, and I love Marcus Smart, this is actually the most likable Celtic team in my entire life, maybe even before me. Because if I was alive prior to 88, I'm guarantee you I wouldn't have liked them Celtics teams, even though I fuck with Larry Bird heavily. I love Larry Bird. But I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have fucked with them Celtics team either. So this is the most likable Celtics team I can ever remember. Love Tatum, love Brown, love Marcus Smart. I like Al Horford too. You know what I'm saying? So they have a likable team, but they just, the offense is just not there. It's been a problem. And against a team like the Warriors, you can't have that type of thing, man. And they need Tatum to wake up. And that goes into what can the Celtics do? Now, the odds makers are in the Celtics' favor. Now, this morning they were a 4-point favorite. I think that has dropped to a 3-point favorite tonight. But majority of Vegas and a lot of America, really, if you look at all the pundits in the media, people on Twitter, a lot of people pretty much coming to conclusion that the Celtics are going to win tonight, and we'll be in San Francisco. Well, they'll be in San Francisco on Sunday for Game 7. That's the general consensus. So in order for that to happen, it's time for Jayson Tatum to step up. All these things that I'm saying, all these things that everybody else has been saying about him, you can shut us the hell up by putting up 2 monster games and putting yourself in that elite company. If you can win 2 in a row, defend home court and go to Golden State and win a Game 7 on the road, something that has only been only done in games, only happened in the finals because of LeBron James and Kyrie Irving. Those are only 2 dudes to do that. You putting yourself in that elite tier, that would shut me up and everybody else, and that would really solidify Tatum, and we'll forget about the first 5 games. You know what I'm saying? Like, Michael Jordan won Finals MVP in 1996. He makes his jokes about, I had no problems with the glove. Gary Payton locked his ass up after Game 3 when they switched the assignment. But we don't care about that shit because they won the championship and he won Finals MVP. If Tatum go out there and have 2 great games, dominate, and get the Boston Celtics that 18th championship, we ain't going to give a fuck about the first 5 games. We remember where he stepped up when shit was on the line in these 2. So that's what they're going to need. They're going to need Jayson Tatum to be Jayson Tatum. But they're going to need more than that too. Their number one thing for the Celtics, stop turning the fucking ball over. Stop turning the ball over. They had 18 turnovers in Game 5. They have a better record when they keep it to 15 or lower. I'm going to do even something even better. You can't even afford 15. Give me 10 or less. Give me 10 or less turnovers in these next 2 games because that's going to be one of the only reasons that you're able to beat this team. The defense is going to be there. I don't think the defense has been bad all season. I think the defense has been really, really good. I mean, all series. I think defense has been really, really good all series. They need to score. You're at home, so I'm expecting bigger games from the bench, from the others. I'm expecting, Peyton Pritchard to hit a couple threes. I'm expecting Derek White to be better. But the number one guy they need to be better, they need a Grant Williams game. Grant Williams had a monster game 7 against the Milwaukee Bucks. I think he went like 7 of 7 from the three-point line. Had 23 points and had a massive game. He's like the ultimate 3-and-D guy. They need Grant Williams to step up tonight, give them a big game. It's got to be all hands on deck. It has to be all hands on deck tonight. They need to fight like their season on the line. And honestly, I do think they will. I think Boston is going to show up tonight. Now, for them to win, I think they need to blow the fucking Warriors out. I don't think they want a close game. If we go into this fourth quarter, in about 7 hours from now, we head into the fourth quarter, and it's a close game. You know what I'm saying? If the Celtics have like a single-digit lead, or if the Warriors are up, or it's a tie game, the Warriors got them motherfuckers just what they want, where they want them. All postseason, not just the finals, all postseason, the Celtics have been the worst fourth quarter team. You get them in a close game, there is just something about them. They just don't know how to play basketball anymore. And especially in a situation like this, where they're going to be, their season's on the line. You either win or you're going to be packing your bags for Cancun tomorrow. So that, to me, if the Warriors get them there, they got them. So they need to have a full-on game. You need to have Tatum be Tatum. Jaylen Brown has got to be Jaylen Brown. You need Al Horford to have a big game. Marcus Smart got to stop doing stupid shit. And I think the number one thing we've been hearing over in the media, for the last couple days, and I agree, stop fucking complaining to the refs, man. Stop complaining to the refs. And I think the refs have been pretty bad this postseason from all angles. Stop complaining. The minute, even if it's just a split 1 second that you're arguing at the ref, and I saw a lot of this in Game 5 where they were arguing with Tony Brothers. You're allowing the Warriors to be halfway down the court by then. You can't allow that shit. So they need all full hands on deck offensively. They need to show up if they're gonna win this game, man. Now, let's get to the Warriors side of things, man. The Golden State Warriors. Let's talk about Andrew Wiggins, man. Andrew Wiggins. Now, if you listen to watch this show, if you have watched or, listened to any of my podcasts or follow my Twitters, I have never been an Andrew Wiggins fan. Never been an Andrew Wiggins fan. Even when he got drafted, I always felt like it was just too much hype. And, he didn't live up to it in Minnesota whatsoever. But what this man has done, not just in Game 5, not just in these finals, but all postseason, and even in regular season too. I mean, he was voted an all-star starter. Now, a lot of that has to do with Canada voting a lot of them shits, but he still was an all-star. You know what I'm saying? He's been doing this all season. I think this shows you that situations matter. Culture matters. They have no culture in Minnesota. You know what I'm saying? They have no winning attitude in Minnesota. You come here, and this is one thing I did say when he got traded to the Warriors 2 years. 2 years ago. I said, this is his last opportunity. If you can't make it, with 3 bona fide first ballot Hall of Famers, with one of the greatest coaches of all time, and yes, Steve Kerr is one of the greatest coaches of all time. Put some respect on my mans. I'm tired of y'all treating him like Steve Nash. This dude is a great coach. You don't coach for 8 years. I don't give a damn how much talent you got. I argue that it's harder to coach when you have talent because of the fucking egos. And that's one of the many reasons why Phil Jackson is the greatest coach of all time to me. Like, how good of a coach, how calm you got to be to manage the egos of Michael fucking Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kobe Bryant. That takes a very different individual. And the same thing with Steve Kerr. Steph Curry, I know Steph likes to smile, and, he looks, like the American boy and all that other shit. And as big of a Steph fan as I am, the little engine that could storyline, I just never liked. I mean, the dude was a top 10 pick. Like, Stephen Curry is not a motivational story. He's a top 10 pick, who was, comes from, he was in the NCAA tournament. Like, this is a guy. Now, I know a lot of y'all, I'm going to use my old head card here. I know a lot of y'all like 22, and y'all don't remember that Davidson run in the NCAA championship. I mean, NCAA postseason in like 08, 09. I remember that. This man, Steph, was electric. He was all over TV. You had NBA players coming to see him. LeBron would come to the games. Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook would come to the games. This man, Stephen Curry, is not some. Stephen Curry is not like Kawhi Leonard. Stephen Curry is not like Jimmy Butler, where it's like, oh, he worked hard for everything. And not to say he didn't work hard, but like he was a lottery pick. And on top of that, his father just happens to be one of the greatest shooters in the history of the league. So stop the little engine that could storyline. Steph has an ego. He just plays on the low. Clay has an ego. We all know Draymond has a fucking ego. So for Steve Kerr to manage all that for 8 years, this is a guy he has never, when he's been in the playoffs, has never lost a series prior to the NBA Finals. That is incredible. Put some respect on Steve Kerr's name. They win this championship. Steve Kerr is a top 10 coach of all time. And I saw that list. Y'all had Doc Rivers on there. And I'm going to say what I say all the time, like when Stephen A. criticizes LeBron. Doc Rivers is a great guy. He's a Chicago guy, Maywood guy. I've met Doc Rivers. He's a cool dude. Sat in LAX airport with him, talked about Chicago Bears for 30 minutes. He is fine with me. With that being said, he's one of the most overrated coaches of all time, and he should not be on the list, but Steve Kerr should be on that fucking list. So to have Steve Kerr and that culture they built in Golden State and have a guy like Andrew Wiggins to come into the fold and just learn. Just learn how to win, learn how to be a team player and to execute and be the way he is. Like, we splash bros and splash bros, but let's keep it a buck. Andrew Wiggins has been the second best player on this Warriors team all postseason. It ain't been Clay, and damn sure ain't been Draymond. It is Andrew Wiggins, and come out there in a clutch game, Game 5. And Richard Jefferson said this on NBA today. Well, like there's recipes to winning a championship. You got your superstar game. Clay had that in Game 4, 43 points. And you got your others game, and you got your game that you have no business winning. You have another game where one of your stars wins it. I think Game 5 was a collection of the game you had no business winning in the others game. Steph, I don't think Steph had a bad game. Steph shot about 50% on twos. He had 8 assists. He was setting up the offense pretty well. Now, 3-point line, he struggled. 0 for 9 from 3. And I'm not a gambling man, but if there's one bet I'm sure of, he will never do that again, especially not in this series. Go 0 for 9 from 3. So to have Steph struggling like that, and for him to step up, 26 points, and the points is one thing, but the defense has just been spectacular. The rebounding has been spectacular. He's had like 16 to 18 rebounds in each game in these last 2 games. He's been phenomenal. Go out there and take those clutch baskets. Take the fucking the job of guarding Jayson Tatum. He's been phenomenal. And I love stories like that, to see guys who are counted out and come up and execute in big situations. Andrew Wiggins, I'm not expecting him to do that on the road today, but I do expect another solid Andrew Wiggins game. And this to me, and I said this when the playoffs started, that this Warriors team reminded me of the second era of Spurs championship basketball, like those 2012, 2013, 2014 teams where, you had Duncan still, you had Tony Parker still, you had Manu Ginobili still, but they were the older guys. They weren't as dominant as they were before. And you insert a young guy like Kawhi Leonard into that. And then 2014 was probably some of the best team ball I've ever seen in my life. Just, all the way, just how they executed, you know what I'm saying, the year before the Warriors won. And that's kind of to me what the Warriors are doing right now. Like, you have the big three of Steph, of Clay, and Draymond. They're the older guys now. I mean, even, I was looking at some of the older footage. Today is the 7-year anniversary of them winning the 2015 championship. You know what I'm saying? Draymond got gray hair now. Steph is 34. Steph is the old veteran on this team. And then you add the young talent in Jordan Poole and Gary Payton II and Andrew Wiggins. You know what I'm saying? The Jonathan Kumingas. So it's a mix of of youth and veterans. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the Warriors have really done here, man. And Andrew Wiggins has just been a great product of that, man. So salute to him. Now, let's talk about the X factors for the Warriors to win tonight. We talked about what the Celtics got to do. Let's talk about what the Warriors got to do. The Warriors, number one, focus. Focus, focus, focus. If there's one thing, the number one issue with the Warriors, their whole run, These motherfuckers like playing with their food way too fucking much. Like they're that confident in their talent that they play with their food and they end up just doing stupid shit. You cannot afford to do that tonight. I understand you're up 3-2. I understand you only got to win one. You know what I'm saying? You got to win one for, just one championship, one game to win the championship. But don't play around with the Celtic team. And I'm going to say this for a multitude of reasons. They're young. They're hungry. Don't give them any life. And here's another thing that, as mentally strong as I feel the Warriors are, do you understand what the highlight, the headlines are going to be tonight, these next 2 days, if they lose tonight? Oh, they blew a game 7 6 years ago and blew 3-1. You lost LeBron and Kyrie. They're gonna do it again. Not only that, it will be on the exact same day. Game 7, which is June 19th, is actually the same date as when they lost to the Cavs in 2016. It was June 19th, 2016. I'm finna do my Googles again to make sure I'm correct, but I'm pretty sure that it was June 19th, 2016. And yes, it was. I am correct. June 19th, 2016. So you don't want to see the that type of headline, and you don't want to creep into your head like, are we really gonna blow 2 leads? Granted, 3-2 is different from 3-1, but still, you gotta lose 2 in a row and lose a game 7 on your home court. You don't want that hovering over your head. And also on top of that, this is a thing where you gotta kill them, man. Don't give them any life, and you never know what's going to happen. Maybe an injury, maybe somebody twist their ankle. When you have an opportunity to close, especially in the championship, you fucking close. Anything can fucking happen. And I know, home teams are damn near undefeated in game 7s in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? And especially in the NBA Finals. I went this research last night. If you look at every game 7 since 1988 was, and just in my time on this earth, so in 34 years, the first game 7 NBA Finals in my lifetime was a couple of months before I was born, but it was 88. Was the Lakers and the Pistons in 1988, where the Lakers won in 7 over Isaiah. Isaiah had an incredible game 6 with 43 points on a fucked up leg. The Lakers won that. They were the home team. Then there wasn't the finals game 7 again for another 6 years. 1994, home team won that one. Hakeem Olajuwon and the Houston Rockets beat the New York Knicks. Then we had to wait a whole another 9 years for another NBA Finals game 7, and that was 2005 between the Spurs and the Pistons, which, by the way, I think that series gets hated on way too much. I thought that was a very enjoyable series, especially those last 3 games. Now, this is old school mid-2000s hoop we talking about. Like, I was watching highlights from game 7 last night. I think like the final score was like 71-65 or something nasty like that, but it was an intriguing final to me, at least. But the home team won that one. Spurs won that one. Then, of course, 2010. Lakers beat the Celtics in 2010 in Game 7. 2013, Heat beat the Spurs. The only team since 1988, the only team to lose at home in the Game 7 NBA Finals since 1998 are the Golden State Warriors in 2016. So you don't want that shit hovering over your head. Get it done tonight. So for them to do that tonight, I need to see defense. Defense. Keep your foot on the gas. If they win this game, this is going to be the hardest win they've had in this series, and maybe even in their entire run. Because 2015, their closeout game against LeBron and them in 2015, there was no Kyrie Irving, there was no Kevin Love. 2017, 2018 were laughers. Like, nobody thought they was gonna lose that fucking series. So this is probably gonna be the toughest one for them. Boston's gonna come out. And here's some stats I have for y'all too, courtesy of StatMuse. The Celtics are 3-0 in elimination games in this year's playoffs. That includes game 6 against the Milwaukee Bucks, where Jayson Tatum dropped 44 and they survived on the road. That includes game 7 against the Milwaukee Bucks, which was a blowout. And that includes game 7 in the last round in the Eastern Conference Finals against the Miami Heat, and that was a road game that they were able to pull out because Jimmy missed that three, which I still love that shot. Fuck it, go for it. So defense is what I need. Defense and focus. I think the offense is going to be there. Defense, focus, don't turn the ball over. The Celtics going to come out. They're going to come out swinging. That crowd is going to be on fire. There's going to be wild racial slurs being thrown from that Celtic crowd. It's going to be loud up in there. The Warriors just got to survive that first run. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this game start off like in like the Celtics have like a 16-4 lead with like 6 minutes left in the first quarter. Just keep it close. Stay around. You just want it to be fourth quarter, and it's a game. That's all you need to do, and then strike there. So that's what they need. If the defense is there, I think they win this game. I really do. The defense needs there, and I need Stephen Curry to be Stephen Curry. The job's not finished yet. In the word from man, Bean, job's not finished. Game 5, you got to step up for that. You know what I'm saying? You got to mark that off your ledger and come up here and step up big again. And I know the big thing is Game 6 Clay. Game 6 Clay. I love what I heard from Clay yesterday when he said that, I'm not finna go out there and play hero ball. He said, we talk about Game 6 Clay. He said, truth of the matter is I'm just on a good streak right now. And he's on an amazing streak. He's averaging 28 points in Game 6s, and he's shooting 54% from the three-point line, which is fucking ridiculous. But they don't need Clay to go out there and play hero ball like he said he doesn't plan on doing. But Clay has quietly been playing good these last 3 games. He had a good Game 4, great Game 5. And I think he's feeling good. Draymond Green has been bad in this series, but I really loved how he played in Game 5. In the last 2 minutes of Game 4, he had 2 clutch offensive rebounds that led to the Steph Curry 3 that sealed the game. So I think Draymond has been great since the last 2 minutes of Game 4. He looked like Draymond in Game 5. And I think this game tonight, you're going to see a complete Golden State Warrior effort. You're going to see Steph Curry be Steph Curry. You're gonna get a little bit of Game 6 Clay. I don't know if he goes full Game 6 Clay, like 35 points. If that's the case, then they might win by double digits. I think you're gonna get a little bit of Game 6 Clay. I think Draymond is gonna be Draymond. I think Andrew Wiggins is gonna give them a solid game by about 16 to 18 points, get them about double-digit rebounds, and I think you're gonna see one of the others step up. You might get a good Jordan Poole game, hopefully. GP2 might step up. I think it's going to be an overall complete effort. Steve Kerr said today that he feels there's a focus with this team. He thinks they're ready, and I think they're ready too. We can look at those stats I just named about, how they are in first chances in elimination games, but that's why you also got to have some little nuance with those stats. You know what I'm saying? Look at it a little deeper. Those are different situations. They were up 3-0 on the Denver Nuggets when they lost that Game 4. A Game 4 they almost won too. They were, even though they got lambasted, like they got their ass whooped in Game 5 against the Grizzlies. I think they lost by like 50 points, and that's the infamous Draymond dancing and whip that trick game. But there was no Ja. And I really feel like when Ja got out, that the Warriors put their guard down. Like, we gonna beat these motherfuckers. It's just a matter of when. And then in the Western Conference Finals, they were 3-0 on the fucking Mavericks too. So this is a different situation. And I do think everything I'm telling you, if I know that you don't want the Game 7 narrative hanging over here, if I know this shit, I know they know that shit. Clay has mentioned 2016 and 2019 multiple times in media in this entire series. So I know it's on their mind. They know it's at stake, and I think we're going to get a fully focused Golden State Warriors team today. And let's talk about legacy, which everybody loves talking about. NBA Twitter loves talking about legacy. And I'm not immune to this. I talk about legacy, when I do my trolling conversations. A lot of times when I have these debates with friends, a lot of times I be trolling just to get a rise out of people. I just say wild shit. Like, very rarely do I be having serious conversations with people who I actually like fuck with. But we all talk about legacy and shit like that. And like I said when I did my NBA Finals preview, I don't really think Steph Curry or the Warriors' legacy is really affected that much by the conclusion of the series. Steph Curry is an all-time great. The Warriors are one of the best teams of all time. But there's a but there. My man, primetime Deion Sanders said this. Anybody can get in the Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame is a Hall of Fame. But there's floors in the fucking Hall of Fame. Steph Curry's in the Hall of Fame. The Warriors as a team were in the greatest team conversation, but there's floors to it. You know what I'm saying? Michael Jordan has an entire fucking floor to himself. You know, I know a lot of y'all like to put LeBron and Kareem on the same floor. They're not. It's a multi-level building. There's a Jordan wall, a Jordan whole estate on the top. Then you go a couple floors down. Then you got your LeBron and your Kareem Abdul-Jabbar room. That's where they at. So Steph Curry is not in the executive suite of the Hall of Fame room, Hall of Fame building, in my personal opinion. He wins this game, whether it's tonight or Sunday, then he enters the room. The air is a little different over there. You know, it's a different feel. I feel if he wins this fourth championship, finally gets the finals MVP, he's a top 10 player of all time. To me, right now, he's 11th, and I'll put Kevin Durant 12th. I think Kevin Durant is a better skilled player than Stephen Curry. When you look at achievements, body of work, career, I take Steph over KD. And I know KD was finals MVP on the two rings they won together. But Steph Curry was the engine. You know what I'm saying? Steph Curry was the thing that made that team go. And it's apparent as we look at it right now. So if they win that, he gets his finals MVP. And you got 4 championships. You got a 4-2 record in the NBA Finals. You didn't beat your arch nemesis, you know, one of the top 3 player at worst of all time, LeBron James. You didn't beat him 3 times. And you got your 2 MVPs. You're in the top 10. And you might wonder, who is your top 10, Scott? Who's coming out of that top 10 if you're going to do that? Well, to me, this is my top 10 NBA players of all time. I like doing lists. Actually, I don't really like doing lists, but I'm going to do a list for y'all. And these are in order, by the way. This is not something I put off the side of my head. I put this together last night. I was pretty bored last night, by the way. I was just sitting up. I was up. I had a headache. So I took some medicine and just was up watching like old NBA final shit to like 3 a.m. in the fucking morning. But Michael Jeffrey Jordan is number 1. I don't give a damn what any of y'all said about anybody else. It's Big Jeff. It's Michael Jordan. And when, you know, it's the thing I always say, when people say they're the best at something, right? Oh, he's the Michael Jordan of swimming. He's the Michael Jordan of golf. Or he's the Michael Jordan of this. It's not he's the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar of this. He's LeBron James. No, you're the Michael Jordan of that. You know what I'm saying? He is Michael Jordan. He is the number 1 undisputed GOAT. There's nothing you can say about it. Now, I have 2 different lists when it comes to number 2. Now, when we're going off top 10 players who I've personally seen with my own eyes, it's still Mike number 1, but I got LeBron number 2 when it comes to players I've seen with my own eyes. Now, if we're just talking all time, which we are, all time, you know, achievements, whether I saw them or not, we still have YouTube. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is number 2. And if you're an old head, and what I mean by old head, if you at least 55 and you tell me Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the greatest player of all time, I will not argue with you. I will not argue with you whatsoever. Kareem has the stats. Kareem has the achievements to back it up. And then you go number 3. I got LeBron James in number 3. LeBron is incredible. Of course, I'm not a fan of the guy, but there's nothing you can say about him on the basketball court. He came in. There's no player in the history of this league, maybe even in the history of sports, who has come into the league with as much pressure as LeBron James. There's never been a player who has faced more scrutiny than LeBron James. There's never been a player who not only met the expectations, but crushed the expectations like LeBron James. And he's still fucking going. You know, he's 37. He's going to be 38 in December. And he averaged 30 points this year. You know, even though you're on an all NBA team, when you're pushing 40, it's ridiculous. I'm putting LeBron at number 3. Now, 4 is where it gets a little dicey. Here. Number 4 is a Laker. I'm going Kobe Bean Bryant, number 4. Now, it was hard for me to pick between him and Magic Johnson, but I'm going to take Kobe over Magic. And I think mainly because of those last 2 championships. You know, Magic played with some stacked ass teams. Not to any, you play with who you play with. But Kobe, to me, was just a better overall player. And he did more, I feel, in a more difficult time of basketball, in my personal opinion. So I'm going with Kobe Bryant, number 4. Number 5, I'm going with Irvin Magic Johnson. 5 NBA championships, 3 MVPs. He has 3 Finals MVPs. He's still the king of LA. He's still the king of LA. I'm putting Magic at number 5. Number 6, I'm going with Tim Duncan, the greatest power forward of all time. Number 7, I'm gonna go with Mr. Larry Joe Bird. I'm going with Larry Legend, man. Going with Larry at 7. Number 8, I'm going to go with Shaquille O'Neal at number 8. Number 9, even though I think he is a liar, I'm going with Wilt Chamberlain at number 9. And at number 10, I'm going with Bill Russell. And I feel like Bill Russell gets too much disrespect. Well, look, he was playing against plumbers and da-da-da-da-da-da. The man won 11 championships, bro. I don't give a damn what era it is. 11 championships is asinine. 8 in a row. He is the greatest winner, maybe in the history of sports. You got to put Bill Russell in that top 10. Now, if Steph Curry wins this, somebody's coming off. And that somebody who's coming off is Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt Chamberlain is coming off my list when Steph Curry wins his championship and his Finals MVP. He has more championships. And I feel like a lot of these numbers, and this is the thing I said about 100 points. And I'm half trolling, but I'm also half serious when I say this. Do we know them 100 points really happened? We only have picture of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was video around at the time. To me, the best all-time scoring is Kobe 81. I saw that. We got video of Dr. King getting rock stone at him. We got video of everything else from that era. But we ain't got no video of this motherfucker scoring 100 points. That ain't fishy to you? So there's a lot of shit about Wilt that just capped to me. Also, the amount of women he slept with, I also call cap. So if Steph Curry wins this championship, wins this Finals MVP, Mr. Wilt the Stilt, you're sitting down. Stephen Curry, welcome to the executive suite, the NBA top 10. So that's who I got that. Now let's talk about what this means to the Warriors franchise. Now the Warriors win this championship. That's 4 NBA championships in 8 years, which is insane in the salary cap era, and especially not just salary cap era, the player empowerment era, where these players pretty much decide where the fuck they want to go. Clay, Steph, and Draymond have been teammates for 10 years. That shit don't happen no more, bro. It just don't. So you include that, and there's a lot of criticisms about this Warriors run from a lot of Warrior detractors, whether right or not. When you say 2015, they all say with Kyrie and Kevin Love didn't play, which is true, but I hate doing the injury thing because you can find an injury or nitpick any championship in any sport ever. You can say last year, oh yeah, Milwaukee won, but they lucky Kevin Durant's foot wasn't like an inch shorter. Or what if Kyrie wasn't hurt? What if Harden wasn't on one hamstring? You can say that about any fucking run. And so to me, it's crazy, but that's one of the criticisms. Then you got 2017, 2018. Oh, they stacked the deck. Which is hilarious to me because when the originator of the stacking of the deck happened, there's a lot of revisionist history about the Heatles era, which is nuts to me. It wasn't that damn long ago. So you got that. They win this championship, you can't say anything about them, bro. You can't because now they've won 2 without Kevin Durant. And that will be the thing that takes them over the top. I see my producer, Pavi, is disagreeing with me in the comments saying, nigga, no. We will argue this later. This is my show. But anyway, I'm going to say that this will take them over the top. And then you have to put them in what category they have as far as, how they would stack up with other teams. Now, I'm biased because I'm from Chicago. The 1995-1996 Chicago Bulls are the greatest basketball team of all time, period. And so, to me, that gets them in those conversations. So, this, to me, will decide of what, can they get in the executive suite about games. That's the thing that decides to me for that. And I just want to say, appreciate runs like this. You don't see team runs like this in sports anymore. You see individual shit. What LeBron did is pretty impressive. 10 finals, 8 in a row. That shit is never happening again. Look in the NFL. Tom Brady, 7 Super Bowl championships, went to 10 fucking Super Bowls, 7-3 record, won a championship without the New England Patriots. That helps. So this is something I feel is going to just elevate their legacy if they go out there and win. So let's go with my Game 6 prediction of who wins tonight. This one I really feel like could go either way. I would not be shocked if the Boston Celtics win tonight. Everybody is picking the Boston Celtics to win tonight. I'm not mad at you pick. They might win tonight. But I'm going with the Warriors. I think they know the importance of this game. They smell it. They're the older team. You don't want to risk this going any longer. You don't want to risk somebody getting hurt. You want to give these young boys any more confidence than they already have. Get them now. I think this is going to be a complete game. I think this is going to be the microcosm of what this 8-year run has been for them. I think everybody's going to step. It's going to be an extremely tough game. I think this game is going to come down to the wire. I don't see either team winning this by double digits. And I think you're going to get that moment tonight from Steph. I think you're going to get that iconic moment from Steph. I know we got a little bit of that in game 4, but I'm talking about Michael Jordan shot over Russell. I'm talking about LeBron block on Iguodala. I'm talking, Kobe Bryant, in the finals when we told him to chill out. I got this. You know what I'm saying? I think you're going to get that type of moment for Steph when it comes down to it, man. So I got the Warriors winning a close one tonight. There will be a party in the Bay Area, and I can go on a little bit of a hiatus from recording for a little bit. But let's go to our Goofy Mog of the week. My Goofy Mog of the week this week, I know I've talked about this like multiple times on the show, but Cleveland Browns, man. Like, I'm really honestly tired of talking about this Deshaun Watson situation because it's like beyond nuts to me if this dude ain't been suspended yet or put on the commissioner's exempt list. And maybe it's my fault for expecting the NFL to have some type of accountability, but I'm putting this on the Cleveland Browns because like y'all signed up for this. It's not like these allegations came out after y'all signed them. Y'all knew about this shit. And then for the general manager to go up there and the owners, by the way, not even showing up, not on Zoom or nothing, not even there. And to say, oh, we did our research. We talked to the victims. Y'all ain't talked to none of them. We had 3 more women step up since the Real HBO Sports interview just a couple weeks ago. This is all on y'all. Y'all gave them the most guaranteed money of all time. Y'all get what y'all deserve. And then just the bad publicity keeps coming because y'all keep putting this motherfucker for the media to come up. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't do something, whether my lawyer tells me to say something or not, if I didn't do something, I'm damn sure not going to be at the podium talking like how Deshaun Watson was talking this week. Like he was just like, well, I still say I didn't do this. It's just a mess. It's a mess for them. And it's honestly peak Cleveland Browns because they always in some shit. You know what I'm saying? So the closer we get to the NFL season, it's right around the corner. I cannot wait for this NFL season. Is the more spotlights going to be on them? I'm really interested to see what this NFL punishment is going to be. So I'm going to give that Goofy Mog of the week to the Cleveland Browns, man. But that's all I've got for y'all today. I appreciate y'all. No matter what happens in this series, this is either tonight or on Sunday. Next week will be the season finale of the show. Next week, I will be in studio to do the season finale. We're going to wrap up the season. We're going to, season 3 will kick off probably like end of August when we, get ready for the NFL season. But got some off-season content dropping for y'all very, very soon. Look out for an announcement with that probably within the next week or 2. I'll be announcing that. So I won't be completely gone for y'all. I got some dope content coming for y'all, so look out for that. Y'all know where to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at BarberChairScott. Follow HNB Media at HNB Media TV on Twitter and at HNB Media on Instagram. Follow the Barbers Chair Network at Barbers Chair Net. Subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/BarbersChair Network. Of course, there won't be any summer sessions this week because Game 6 is tonight, and we're doing our Game 6 Balled On Live post-game show. So tune in tonight, me and homie Dante, to check that out. But we will be back next week. And we should be back on our regular schedule now that basketball is basically going to be over. So I'll holler at y'all next week, man.
Getting paper on these player haters, old news, money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna